Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It's another Tri-Valley League battle as the visiting Holy Family Tigers take on the Fort Morgan Mustangs along with Brian Nickel. I'm John Beltran, and Brian, we're going to be anticipating a pretty good ball game today. The Mustangs at 6-4 in Tri-Valley play, coming off the 4-0 victory on Saturday against Meade. They're 10-6 overall. Holy Family is 8-1 in league play, 12-4 in the season. So certainly a critical game with the Mustangs, who just exited the top 10 in the rankings, want to get back in with Holy Family ranked 7th. And it's not ideal baseball conditions, but it's actually not too bad.
No, it's actually pretty nice out here. Of course, if it was raining, they probably wouldn't be playing. But
right.
It's not super cold out there. It's not near as warm as it was on Saturday, but should be a pretty good ball game here today. Two good teams going against each other. Fort Morgan, number 10 in the RPI. Holy Family sitting at 11 in the RPI.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea of how solid Fort Morgan's schedule's been. All right, Mateo Salcido, the sophomore, will be the starting pitcher today for the Mustangs, the right-hander making his second start of the year. His first one was terrific. It was that two-hitter against Frederick, a 10-0 win, but this is a different animal altogether. Batting first is the right fielder, Nick McGowan. The second hitter is the second baseman, Josh Baker. Zach Becker, the shortstop, hits third. The cleanup hitter is Colin Kringlin. He's the DH. Batting fifth is the catcher, Jacob Calloway. Matthew Delgado, the first baseman, at sixth. Third baseman, Emmanuel King, bats seventh. A.J. Perez, the left fielder, hits eighth. And Davis Martinek, the center fielder, bats ninth. For the Mustangs defensively, Nick Norris is at first. The second baseman is Isaac Linker. Austin Apple at third. In between them is Jacob Ortega at short. Javier Baqueta in left. J.P. Hamer in center. Alex Ortega is the right fielder. Connor Fajardo behind the plate. And once again, Mateo Salcido making the start for the Mustangs. 2-0 with an ERA of 2.1. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. In steps in Nick McGowan. Here's the one in the pitch. And that's a strike on the outer half at the knees. No balls and one strike. And Teo won't blow you away, but he will move that ball around beautifully. And the delivery. Way outside on the breaking ball. 1-1. McGowan hitting .306 coming into the game. And the right-hander delivers. And that looked pretty good. Boy, just missed low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. That could have gone either way, but let's see what type of strike zone we have today. 2-1. Fajardo lays down the sign of pitch. Swung on in line towards center field. J.P. Hamer to his left. Reaches out, and it's over his glove and right up against the fence. McGowan is into second. That's going to be a leadoff double, and Hamer really closed that gap and nearly made the catch. The ball did not descend at all. It seemed that it kept either ascending or just stayed on that same plane. And McGowan's on with a leadoff double here in the first inning.
Yeah, Hamer was there. It was just over his head. It just kept carrying. It might have been that breeze is blowing left to right, so I don't know if that had a little carry to it or not.
Josh Baker steps in. Holy Family hitting .314 as a team. Baker at only .235 from the right side. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. I mean, you figure you got to hit the ball today to win because both teams can score, but both teams pitch well.
Yeah.
And on a day like this, not typical baseball weather, you got to play the conditions. And the pitch down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Baker.
The Holy Family comes in after beating Berthoud on Saturday, 11-0.
Yeah, and Berthoud is still on Fort Morgan's schedule a little bit later on to close out the regular season. Looking back, 2-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded to third, and behind the bag, long throw by Apples, dug out by Norris. Runner remains at second and McGowan. There's one down here in the first inning as Austin Apple made the long throw from third to first for the out. Here's Zach Becker. Also hitting from the right side, batting .456. Wow, this guy is a terror. So watch out for Becker. He's homered twice this year. And a big threat here for Holy Family. 3 batters in. And the offering. And the breaking ball's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the sun is out. Breaking the clouds here, so no threat of rain. It seems like it's raining everywhere else, at least a little bit of rain. Nothing here. 1-0. Outside with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. And Kringlin is a left-handed hitter. On deck. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch there by Salcedo.
Ball 2, strike 1. And the offering. That's right there. On the outer half, it's 2-2.
That's where he looks like he's trying to live at right now, is on that outer half.
The stretch and way outside. Three balls and 2 strikes. To Zach Becker. Leading off of second is McGowan with 1 out in the first. And the offering. Swing and a foul at the plate. Count remains at 3-2. Mustangs will take on Skyline on Thursday, and then Skyline as well Saturday. The Thursday game is right here. The Saturday game is on the road at 11 a.m. McGowan had a leadoff double. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out, top of the first inning. Salcedo, the right-hander, gets a sign from Fajardo. And the pitch. That is outside. He walked him. Went high and away with a fastball, and that'll bring up Colin Kringlin. Kringlin, a left-handed hitter. Got to watch out for him as well. Batting .444. Mustangs at double play depth. And Salcedo steps off. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike on the inner half thigh high. It's 0-1.
Heading backing up there a little bit.
No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Ortega, the shortstop, is cheating towards the bag. Linkers in the hole. Anything hit up the middle will be a base hit on the second base side. The offering swung on and grounded foul off the end of the bat up the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, critical inning, especially for a young pitcher. Again, his first start was a 2-hitter against Frederick. The pitch upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck, it's Jacob Calloway. At second is McGowan. Becker at first. And the pitch. Swung on line. Off the pitcher's glove. The second baseman Linker to second for 1. No throw to first. There will be, but I don't know why. Because that was way late. Fielder's choice 1 to 4 to 6. And there's 2 down. Boy, major break there for the Mustangs. That was headed to center field. That's the second time this year Mateo has fielded a ball has had a ball go off him. But now it's first and third. And the hitter's Callaway. Callaway hitting from the right side. Let's see if the trail runner, Kringlin, takes off. And the pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Callaway's hitting .348 on the year. Step ball by Salcedo. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants. The Offering. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that. 1-1 is the count. This is Morgan County's B106, KPRB. Brush Fort Morgan, John Beltran with Brian Nickel. Top of the first inning, Tri-Valley League battle here, no score. 2 down, 2 on. The Offering. Breaking ball is outside.
Trying to get him to chase there, but they're just not going after those full ones. They're too far out.
Two balls and one strike. The pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. It is 2-2 to Jacob Calloway. Well, clutch pitch here coming up for Mateo Salcido, pitch number 23. Laying down the sign is Fajardo. The pitch, outside runner going, and the throw's going to go all the way through, but cut off by Ortega. It's a stolen base on the back end by Colin Kringlin, now 3-2. Big pitch coming up. Now a 2 in scoring position. Out of the windup, 2 down. Salcido gets the sign from Fajardo and delivers. Swung on and foul on the breaking ball to the backstop. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design, the very best in the business. Quality, commitment, and design. And experience, that is, makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. 3-2 pitch. Outside. Boy, that was close. It's a walk. That'll bring up Matthew Delgado. Here comes Josh Langford. That was pitch number 25.
Yep, he's trying to get him to chase, but he's just too far out of the zone, not quite close enough to make him go after it.
Well, this Holy Family team is very disciplined. Very disciplined. So already Mateo is more than, about 20% to his allotted pitches. You can throw 110 off of 3 days rest. Of course, he pitched a little bit on Saturday, but I think he's still at the full 110 because you got to throw a minimum number of pitches in order to be denied, or maximum number to be denied the 110, which he didn't throw on Saturday, or a minimum number, I should say. Nonetheless, the bases loaded for Delgado. McGowan, Kringlin, and Calloway, third to first. 2 down in the first, no score. The pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Emmanuel King is on deck. The Mustangs want him to hit in the next inning. The pitch. High again, 2-0. And he's out of the windup, so a base hit's going to score 2. Hitting with an open stance. The Offering, not even close. That one is very high. 3 balls and no strikes. And you need a short memory as a pitcher. I think that 3-2 pitch he thought he might have had, but that was off the plate. 3-0. That's down the middle for a strike. Ball 3, strike 1. Here to Matthew Delgado. Runners take their leads, and the pitch. Oh, that looked pretty good. Where did that miss? Must have been up and in. It's a walk, and McGowan scores. Delgado, with a base on ball, has given Holy Family a 1-0 lead. I'm not sure if that missed a little bit high.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like it was a pretty good pitch to be taken.
Here's Emmanuel King, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Swing and a miss. King is hitting .412. Wow. These guys can swing the stick. Kicks and fires. That is right there with a breaking ball. It's 0-2 on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. The wine and the offering. Fastball is high on pitch number 33 of the first inning. The wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. That's a base hit into left field. Kringlen scores. Callaway around third. They're going to send him home. The throw is going to be all the way through, but it's going to score the second run, and the runners advance on the throw. And Holy Family leads 3-0. King comes through with a 2-run single for the Tigers. And that ball was not hit hard, just one through the left side. And 2 more in scoring position. For Holy Family, here's the left-handed hitter, A.J. Perez. Hitting 160. That pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs will have to swing the sticks today. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and lifted to right center field. Ortega to his right, coming in, makes the grab. And Holy Family is finally retired here in the first inning. However, the Tigers score 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. To the bottom of the first we go. Holy Family 3, and the Mustangs are coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Let's get to the Mustangs starting lineup. Holy Family scored 3 runs in the first inning. Batting first is center fielder J.P. Hamer. Shortstop Jacob Ortega at second. The third hitter is the second baseman Isaac Glenker. Alex Ortega hits fourth. Batting fifth, the left fielder Javi Becerra. Nick Norris, the first baseman, at sixth. Connor Fajardo is the catcher, hitting seventh. Third baseman Austin Apple at eighth. Nick Castaneda, the DH, hits ninth against the right-hander Weston Sifkin. Fastball, a strike. Matthew Delgado at first. Josh Baker at second. The third baseman's Emmanuel King. Zach Becker is the shortstop. Around the outfield, A.J. Perez in left, Davis Martinek in center. Swung on and fouled towards the Holy Family dugout. On the first base side, Nick McGowan's in right. Behind the plate, Jacob Callaway. No balls and 2 strikes here to Hamer. Tremendous season so far for Fort Morgan. The pitch, swung on and tapped foul. The All-State honorable mention from a year ago. J.P. Hamer. Yeah, the only thing on his resume that doesn't look good is the number of strikeouts, but when he puts the ball in play, he does a lot of damage. The pitch, fastball, over but low.
Sefkin's got a 1.53 ERA with 3 wins.
Yeah, so I was just looking at that. An effective pitcher. That's why Holy Family is ranked 7th in the state. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Got to extend the pitch count. That's what they're trying to do with him here in the first inning. But Salcedo already threw a ton of pitches for Fort Morgan in the top of the first. Hamer, Ortega, Linker. The stretch with the bases empty. And the offering down and away with a heater. Ball 2, strike 2. Laying down the sign is Callaway. Hamer awaits the offering. Swung on and lifted foul and out of play off to the right. Well, Brian, regardless of what happens, this is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. It's been a good plate appearance here for Hamer. You want to get this guy to 20 pitches per inning. At least 20 per inning. You can get him out fairly early. All right. We'll see a 2-2 pitch coming up once again to the right-handed hitting center fielder J.P. Hamer. Sifkin comes home. Swung on. All right, lost you there for a second. Here we go with Jacob Ortega. Did not miss a pitch. Actually, just one pitch. It's a ball after J.P. Hamer reached on an air by the third baseman Emmanuel King. Swung on and fouled to the screen. One ball and 1 strike. 3-0 Holy Family. In case you're just joining us, they scored all their runs with 2 outs. A bases loaded walk was part of that to Delgado. 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 1-2. Yeah, just a run in the first. Would be nice for the Mustangs to get things going. The stretch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw to second is going to be late. It's a strikeout of Ortega. I don't know if he was trying to protect the runner there, but he didn't need to protect the runner because Hamer got a great jump. That'll send up Isaac Linker. Yeah, he got a real good jump there.
Yeah, and the pitch wasn't even close. It was way high.
The stretch by the right-hander Sifkin. The offering in the dirt. Blocked beautifully there by Callaway. 1 ball and no strikes. Off of second is Hamer. And the pitch. Swag and a miss on a fastball letter high. The count is leveled at 1-1. Isaac Linker. Let's see, we'll pull up the numbers here momentarily. They're hitting .294. And the offering. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. All right, the Mustangs trailing here 3-0. Linker looking to change that. The pitch swung on and lifted down the right field line, but the first baseman in foul territory makes the catch. On the 2-1 pitch, and there's 2 down as it was put away by Matthew Delgado. Well, it's going to need a 2-out hit, and that's what Holy Family did. Holy Family delivered with 2 outs. Here's Alex Ortega. Hamer reached in an air, got the second when he stole the bag on a Jacob Ortega strikeout. The offering, fastball's up and away, and he put a lot of meat behind that pitch to the right-hander Sifkin. Ortega batting .319 on the year.
Got a pretty good fastball for not really being a very big pitcher.
The stretch and the offering. In the dirt with a breaking ball. Hamer was about to take off for third, but Callaway kept the ball in front of him. Those 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Alex Ortega. Yeah, the question is, what are the Mustangs going to do with their pitching? Mateo's got to throw a solid second inning. And the offering, down and away with a heater. Well, this will be the 20th pitch of the inning, so at least they've accomplished that, and that's because J.P. Hamer had a very good plate appearance with those 8 pitches that he saw for the right-hander Sifkin. 3-0 to Alex Ortega, more than likely taking, even though he's the cleanup hitter, the pitch. And he takes that for a strike with a fastball down the middle above the knees. 3-1. On deck is Javi Baquera. Looking back is Sifkin. And the offering, swung on and fouled straight back. Challenged him with a fastball, and it's 3-2. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch to Ortega. Swung on and lifted it into right field. Nick McGowan along the line to his left, ranges under it, makes the catch. And the Mustangs are done here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits in air, and a man left. To the second we go in 1 minute. Holy Family 3, Fort Morgan nothing. This is Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. John Beltran with Brian Nickel. Let's head to the second inning in Fort Morgan. The visiting Holy Family Tigers lead the Mustangs 3-0. Mateo Salcido delivers. Over but low to the opening hitter of this second inning, Davis Martinek. 9-1-2 for Holy Family. And the pitch. Breaking ball is tapped foul down the third base side. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Davis Martinek hitting .362 out of the 9 hole. For Fajardo lays down the sign and the pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Jacob Ortega backhands it a short, low throw, and it's going to get by Nick Norris. It'll be a base hit. He would have beat it out anyway.
Yeah, I think he was already there. Just hit too far, too deep in the hole.
It's a base hit for Martinek, and for Holy Family, their third hit of the game. Yeah, there was no shot there for Jacob, even with a perfect throw to get him out. The runner did not go, and the throw got away. The hitter didn't go to second. Here's Nick McGowan, who doubled and scored in the 3-run first inning. Yeah, sometimes you hit into some bad luck there. The pitch. Down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Martinek does have 5 stolen bases on the season.
Throw back to first, back in diving. Josh Baker waits to hit next. These two teams will play again in Broomfield on May 8th. Swung on, check swing, and a grounder to first. Nick Norris has got it, and he will just tag the hitter going by. Martinek advances to second, 1 down here in the second. 3 unassisted. And here comes Josh Baker. Baker grounded out to the third baseman, Apple, in the opening inning. Another righty against righty matchup. And the pitch. Takes it for a strike. Nice breaking ball there thrown by Mateo on pitch number 42. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, it's that big 2-run single in the first inning that is the main separator right now. Swung on and lifted towards center field. J.P. Hamer comes in to his left, makes the grab. And there's 2 down. He threw all the way through to third, and then the ball gets away. Now breaking for third is Martinek. The throw back there. Martinek's going to be out by a mile. That was backed up beautifully by Salcido. That's going to go 8-1-5 on the double play. And that does it for Holy Family here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases were left empty. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Holy Family 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Holy Family leads Fort Morgan 3-0. Javi Baquero was leading the Tri-Valley in hitting at one point. He's tailed off a bit, but still enjoying a fine season for the Mustangs. As he bats out of the 5-hole, Javi hitting .417. The pitch from the right-hander Weston Sifkin is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 4, 5, and 6. Baqueta, Norris, and Fajardo, the offering. Check swing. Did he go? He did. Count is 1-1. But Javi, he struck out on a pitch like that on a 2-2 or 3-2 on Saturday. That time it was a check swing, but he was ruled to have gone through. He's got to lay off that high pitch, especially against the hard-throwing right-hander. The offering. Breaking ball bounces in. Ball 2, strike 1. Holy Family leads 3-0. In on the grass is Emmanuel King at third. The pitch. Well, that's a beauty. Man, a lot of velocity behind that fastball. Thigh high on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sifkin with 53 strikeouts on the year.
Let's see how many innings.
53 strikes, yeah. 32.
Yeah, that's the ratio. The pitch. Over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. Javi took it looking. And there's 1 down. Here's Nick Norris. Nick Norris has got home run power. 2 home runs this year, both off left-handers, hitting .371. As Norris steps in. The stretch. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the number 6 hitter in this Mustang lineup. And the offering. Curveball drops in for a strike on the inside half at the knees. Oh, 0-2. And the offering. Swung on and lifted foul and out of play.
Got these batters off balance right now.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom 2, Holy Family leads 3-0. Laying down the sign is Callaway. The pitch, foul, straight back, went with a fastball down the middle. Man, that was just good old country hardball. Remains at no balls and 2 strikes to the Mustang first baseman, the junior Nick Norris. Stretch and pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, that ball looked like a sinker. And there's 2 down. Here's Connor Fajardo. Connor hitting .279. He was our player of the game on Saturday with a couple of base hits. Also caught a very good game. He now bats against Weston Sifkin. The Mustangs have had a base runner, but looking for their first hit. Hamer reached on the air by the third baseman, King. And the offering, fastball a strike, outer half, thigh high, it's 0-1 on this 42-degree, 43-degree afternoon in Fort Morgan. The stretch, with the bases empty, the 0-1. Curveball drops in beautifully.
Nice looking pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes here to Fajardo. Sifkin looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Looking to strike out the side. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. Very close. I'm with you, Brian. And initially I thought I had to wait.
Yeah.
Because it started off fair. And then it trickled foul. I think it was fair I'd say about 75% of the way through. And then it took that 4th hop and then it angled foul. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Callaway again lays down the sign, setting up at the outside corner. And Sifkin comes home. Fastball down and away. Ball 1, strike 2. Holy Family dressed in their road grays, the Mustangs in their home whites. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss late on the fastball. And Sifkin strikes out the side in order. Brian Nickel will take you through innings 3 through 5 right after the break. The score, Holy Family 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
3-0 Holy Family as we play here in the top of the 3rd inning. Still waiting to get the warm-up pitches thrown in here. Up for Holy Family will be Zach Becker. He'll be followed by Colin Kringle and Jacob Callaway.
You got to watch out. This is the heart of the order here. This is 3, 4, and 5, and you're down 3-0. Mateo's got to make some quality pitches here. I got 43 pitches for Mateo here, Brian, so far.
Yep. And Becker walked his first time up. So Salcido looks in, and the delivery. And that is going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's missed quite a bit high today, and I think that's what's plagued him. He's got to follow through a little bit more.
The delivery, and that's right down the middle. Nice pitch there by Salcido for the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the top of the 3rd. Salcido with the delivery. And that misses up and away. For ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. Salcido with the delivery, and that's going to be way outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. He's also been missing way wide also.
Yeah, he's either high or outside or both.
So 3-1, and the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's just got to say the heck with it and challenge these hitters and quit trying to hit the corners too much.
Yeah, make them earn it. Don't give them away to them. And that pitch is going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. Count remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter, Zach Becker.
Yeah, Mateo's normally a control pitcher, but he has 3 walks issued already through 2 innings.
So the 3-2 pitch, and that is going to be hit by Apple out into left field for a single.
That was not a bad pitch, though. He nearly took that off the ground, but again, these are good experienced hitters, and Zach Becker with another leadoff man on for Holy Family, and again, Fort Morgan trying not to dig themselves too big of a hole here in the third inning.
So that brings up Colin Kringle. Fielder's choice, 0 for 1, his first time up. Salcido checks a runner over at first. He gets back safely.
Remember, the first inning could have been worse. That line drive that went off Salcido, I think it was Kringlin who hit it, too.
And the pitch, and that's going to be fouled off to the left. And out of play. No balls, 1 strike. To the designated hitter, Colin Kringle. He steps back into the box. Salcido checks his runner over at first and comes home, and that's going to be right back up the middle for a single. So the first 2 get on for Holy Family.
Yeah, nothing cheap about that. The pitch was down the middle at the knees, and that's a left-hander really loves it there. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't pull that pitch. If not, it could be worse than first and second. Could be first and third or second and third.
So up to the plate now is Jacob Calloway.
Watch out. He could be bunting. He's out of the 5 hole. Normally 5 hitters don't bunt, but he might be doing so.
Oh, right back. Oh, nice snare by Linker. Out at second and out at first for the double play.
Wow.
Nice job by Linker, and then off to Jacob Ortega, and then to first for the double play.
That's a 4.63. That thing was hit like a rope, and I'm not sure they got the hitter. They called him out, but that was a bang-bang play at first, which will bring up Matthew Delgado, and now they might be able to get away with ending this inning without allowing a run with a man at third here as Mateo throws his 54th pitch. And that's a breaking ball in there for a strike. I didn't know if you saw that, Brian. I just stole one call from you there.
That's fine.
Do you have the quick on yours, on the iScore? I have the quick on mine. Okay. Oh, see the quick? The quick will score. The quick will. It don't matter.
And the pitch is going to be outside for ball 2.
Yeah, if you go quick originally, let's see. Go quick. And then there you go, 4.63, and it does it all for you.
Okay. And that is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Second, yeah, okay.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. And that pitch is way outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, so you got 2 and 2 there. There we go. Let's see if we can put him away right now.
Time called at the plate. And this is Matthew Delgado, the first baseman.
Yeah, Brian and I are using the same technology, and sometimes it's a challenge and sometimes it's not. Here we go.
And the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice job there by Salcido to strike out Matthew Delgado for the third out as he went down swinging. In the top of the third, no runs on 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. The Holy Family Tigers 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Austin Apple up at the plate as he awaits the pitch from Sifkin, and that is going to be nubbed out in front of the plate. Picked up by the catcher down to first, and Apple will be out. First 1 pitch, 1 out. For the Tigers.
That's the rare 2-3 ground out.
Right.
and it just chopped. I mean, he didn't hit it more than a foot and a half forward up the third base side.
So now the designated hitter, Nick Castaneda. And the pitch, and that is going to be well out of play down the right field line for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to the number 9 hitter. J.P. Hamer on deck. Weston Sifkin, 39 pitches so far. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. So down quickly, no balls and 2 strikes is Nick Castaneda.
Yeah, they just threw him an up and in fastball. Probably will go there again unless he goes down and away, which that's where the catcher's setting up.
And the pitch. And that catches the outside part of the plate thigh high for strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Boy, this is a red-hot pitcher. Sifkin has struck out 4 the last 5 and has 5 strikeouts overall. The Mustangs' best inning was the first inning. J.P. Hamer reached on that error and then was stranded at second.
So Hamer now back at the plate for his second time around. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. And that's low in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's one of the few that won't be challenged by Sifkin with too many fastballs. He'll mix it up because JP's such a good fastball hitter.
Sifkin with a delivery, and that is in, almost hit Hamer.
Yeah, went with that sweeping breaking ball, but he started off at JP's left shoulder, and it tailed in enough to miss him. JP does lead the team in hit by pitch.
Sifkin with a pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back. So 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, J.P. Hamer.
That's why he doesn't like to throw many fastballs to Hamer. He was right on top of that pitch. If that goes the other way, it's hit a long way.
So 2-1, here's the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play off to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes to J.P. Hamer, the center fielder. Reached on an error his first time up. And the pitch, and that's low and outside in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Working the pitcher once again. Had 8 pitches that first time up. I believe it was 5 this time.
Yeah.
So the 3-2 pitch, and that is hit deep into left field. And that is going to be caught out in left field by A.J. Perez for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the top of the 4th. Holy Family 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Up for the Holy Family Tigers will be Emmanuel King. He'll be followed by A.J. Perez and Davis Martinek. Emmanuel King 1 for 1 with a single. And the pitch, and that ball is hit deep to left field. But looks ranging under it is Javier Becerra, and he does come down with the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
That was pitch number 59, Brian. He's trying to economize now. Not bad. He's made a comeback after that 33-pitch first inning. Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you to make the most of living here. Not just a bank in Colorado. Bank of Colorado, proud supporter of local sports and academics.
And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled back out of play. A.J. Perez 0 for 1 on a fly out to left field, or right field, his first time up. Salcedo with a pitch, and that is going to be low in the dirt.
But he's utilizing his all-speed stuff, and I think it's working a little bit better. The fastball, not as much, but all-speed is working pretty well.
Salcedo with a pitch, and that is going to be hit right back by Salcedo and out into center field.
Well, that takes a wild hop on J.P. Hamer there.
And into second.
Going to call that a straight-up double, Brian. That took a hop off his left shoulder, and that's one of the ill wills of this particular field in center field. You know, it's chopped-up area. Sorry to steal that from you.
Right.
I thought it was a...
I did too.
And all of a sudden,
and
it got him there on the left shoulder, and it just got away, so it's a straight-up double there, no error on Hamer.
And Davis Martinek at the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single. And bunting, and that is a good bunt down the third base line, but Apple could not come up with it. So now runners at first and third.
Yeah, we'll score that a base hit. Even if he comes up with it cleanly, Martinek was out of that box in a perfect throw. I don't think would have got him. So now Holy Family with a couple of hits. Here comes Josh Langford, a critical moment in the game now with the Mustangs down 3-0 in the 4th inning. Keep in mind, they do not have a hit in the game. But you look at little things. The base hit 2 batters ago. Mateo nearly fielded that. It went
right
over his glove, and that's one thing. If a fielder can, a position can field that. Yeah, if you can. It's not easy to to be a good positional fielder when you're a pitcher. But if he fields that, it's a completely different inning instead. Holy Family's looking to extend a 3-run lead. And right now, 3-0 looks pretty big in the fourth inning, the way Sifkin is pitching.
Yeah. He's 33 strikes out of 47 total pitches.
He's got 5 strikeouts. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink any time of year. You can pick up AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado today. That's AC Ice, and Coach Langford will stick with Mateo. But he would love to get a double play here with the number 1 hitter, Nick McGowan, stepping in. Having said that, McGowan did have a nice hit his first time up.
He had a double his first time up. He's batting for the third time. He had a double and then a fielder's choice. So we'll see if we can come up with a double play here with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Salcido with a pitch, and the runners goes, and the ball gets away from Fajardo. So stolen base there by Davis Martinek.
Yeah, that was a perfect pitch to steal on. The off-speed pitch, even if it wasn't in the dirt, they're not going to throw him out. They didn't want to throw him out. Now the infield has to play in, trying to cut off the 4th run of the game for Holy Family.
So 1 ball, no strikes, and that curveball hits the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. A.J. Perez at third, Martinek at second. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. That was a low pitch, but he went after it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. 2 on. Second and third. And Salcido checks his runners. And the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Big pitch coming up here for Mateo.
And the pitch, and that is swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice job there by Mateo.
Another sweeping breaking ball that he located beautifully. I mean, that thing, not only did he locate it well, Brian, he took something off it, and McGowan was out in front, but you're not out of the woods yet.
Right, up is Josh Becker, 0 for 2. Josh Baker, excuse me. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit out to center field, and that will land in front of Hamer for 1 run, and in from second will be the 5th run. So a 2-run single by Josh Baker makes it now 5-0 Holy Family here in the fourth.
Yeah, it looked like he hung a pitch over the middle of the plate. And when you hang those pitches, you're gonna pay for that. But here's a sign of a good team. They've scored all 5 runs with 2 outs.
Right. Yep. Zach Becker, shortstop, walking a single as they throw over to first to check on Baker. He gets back in safely. Throw over once again. Standing up is Baker. So 5-0 now here. Yes, Holy Family plates 2 on a single by Baker. And the pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Nice pitch there by Salcido. And throw over once again, and back safely is Baker. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Salcido with a pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play off to the right. Like a slow curve ball that he's throwing in there.
I mean, that's his effective pitch, but he's got to locate that middle out. And what happened on the previous hitter, it was right down the middle, and it looked more like a changeup that he was throwing when Baker got that 2-run single.
So Salcido, and the runner takes off. Throw down, and that is going to go out into center field to Hamer, but Hamer with the backup out there, so Baker goes no farther than second base.
Mateo up to 72 pitches here in the top of the fourth inning. And again, as Brian mentioned, Mustangs trailing by 5.
Salcido with the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up. Norris takes a look, but it's going to be out of play.
The thing is throwing these off-speed pitches doesn't provide a lot of wear and tear on his arm, but eventually you have to go to the bullpen.
Right. Yeah, sitting at 73 pitches here in the fourth. With Zach Becker at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. And that just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, trying to see if Becker would go fishing, and he did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Salcido checks his runner out at second base, Josh Baker. And the pitch. And that catches the corner for strike 3. Nice job there by Salcido to get the out. So here on the top of the fourth inning, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. The Mustangs are down 5-0 here on B106 and B106.com. 5-0 here in the in the bottom of the fourth inning. Excuse me. Jacob Ortega, Isaac Linker, Alex Ortega. Jacob is 0 for 1.
Yeah, he had that strikeout when Hamer was stealing second, trying to protect the runner, and it didn't work out for him.
So Sifkin with the pitch, and that's inside, to say the least. Jacob Ortega ducked down so he wouldn't get hit in the noggin. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2, 3, and 4. And that's going to be hit out to the shortstop. Nice bounce. Throw over, and out at first is Jacob Ortega. Nice job there by Zach Becker. Got that nice big hop over there, and nice throw over too.
Well, Martinek hit a ball like that earlier in the game, I believe, for Holy Family, but it was a step to Jacob's right, and he beat it out. And Jacob's got speed, but that was a little bit more towards the shortstop, and it's hard to beat those out.
That might have had a little more speed to it. I think that one the Martinek hit was a slow roller out there, or a slow hopper.
Yep, you're right.
First pitch is in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Isaac Linker. 0 for 1 is Linker. So Sifkin with that curveball, and there's going to be the first hit of the game. That's going to go out into right center field. And Linker is going to hustle and try to get into second, and he is safe. Oh, they called him safe. The ball had beat him there.
Well, he slid to the infield side of the bag, and by sliding headfirst into the infield side of the bag, he was able to avoid the tag by Zach Becker before his hand got to the bag. So that was a great slide by Linker. He took a huge risk down 5-0, and now the Mustangs have something going here in the fourth inning.
Right, 1 out and 1 on. Isaac Linker, Alex Ortega at the plate. 0 for 1 on a fly out.
You thought he was a dead duck, didn't you?
I did. And big swing and a miss by Ortega. Yeah, I thought he was going to be tagged out there. But
yeah.
Got his hand in there before the tag was applied. So no balls, 1 strike to Alex Ortega. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play.
Now what Alex has to do here, Brian, just establish a 2-strike swing. He took a huge swing, and that was another big swing. You got to really shorten up that swing against a guy like this. You take that big of a swing, he's going to throw right by you.
Right. I think he's choked up a little bit on the bat. No balls, 2 strikes. Sifkin with the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss on a ball outside.
I think he was anticipating a breaking ball, and instead he got a fastball, and as you could tell, he was way late on that one, and that is strikeout. Should be strikeout number 6, and it is for Weston Sifkin. One of those against the current hitter now.
Right, Javier Becerra with 2 outs. Isaac Linker out at second base. And the pitch, and that is going to be a little outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Follow us on Twitter at B106. B106 Facebook page for the final score as well.
So Sifkin checks his runner out at second. And the pitch, and that's going to be low and outside for ball 2. Maybe Linker's bothering him a little bit out there. I noticed it looked like that last time when he pitched, he was almost looking back at Linker when he was starting his delivery.
Yeah, and I don't know why. He got 2 outs and a 5-run lead.
So 2 balls and no strikes. and that's a swing and a miss by Javier. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Mustangs do get their first hit of the game. Double by Isaac Linker out to right center field.
And Javi's got the same gap there in right center, but he can go the other way.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be low and outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Up next is Nick Norris.
And he's a home run hitter.
Right.
Nick has enough. He runs into a home run. We got a brand new ball game here, but first Javi's got to get on.
So 3-1 with 2 outs. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit over the second baseman out to right field. And they're going to send Linker, and he will score. Javier is going to go to second, and they're going to call Javier out at second. And that one I thought he was in.
Yeah.
But the Mustangs do get a run on a single, get 2, excuse me.
No, 2 hits.
2 hits, right, 2 hits. 1 run on 2 hits. So we'll go to the bottom or to the top of the 5th with the Mustangs getting on the board. They're still behind 5-1 as we here on B106 and B106.com. 5-1 Holy Family as we go to the top of the 5th. Mustangs do get a run on 2 hits. Up for Holy Family will be Colin Kringle, designated hitter, number four batter, and then 5 and 6 after him, Jacob Callaway and Matthew Delgado. New pitcher on the mound for Fort Morgan is Nick Castaneda.
This will be a big outing for Nick. Hasn't pitched since the game against Roosevelt. Took a 7-3 loss, but threw very well in that game. Kept the Mustangs in that game.
0-2 a record. He has 8.40 ERA.
And the majority of that was that first outing against Brush. But this is critical right now because you're facing the 4 and 5 hitters. If you get these 2 guys out, you got some confidence going into the bottom of the 5th inning and when he takes them out again in the 6th, because I imagine that if Nick throws well, he's going to throw the final 3 innings of this game.
Yeah, if he can get him out here, but it seems like they've been getting that first out fairly quick, and then it's just taking them. They just can't get those. That third out seems to be elusive. And the Castaneda with that first pitch is going to be low for 1 ball and no strikes.
All 6 runs in this game have been scored with 2 outs.
Castaneda with the pitch, and that is low and gets by the catcher. So 2 balls, 1 strike to the number 4 batter, Colin Kringle. As he bats in from the left side. Castaneda with the pitch, and that is going to be fouled back to the fence.
Yeah, Nick has very good mechanics, excellent mechanics. Holds the glove out in front of him, turns, kicks, and fires, and as long as he keeps it in the strike zone, it's going to be tough for these hitters to make solid contact consistently.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out into right field, and that will drop for a hit out there in front of Alex Ortega. So they started off with a single.
That's their 9th base hit.
So up now will be Jacob Callaway. He is 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out.
Well, that ground out was that 4-6-3 double play, which that could have been a big inning for Holy Family. Instead, Linker, Ortega to Norris, and they turned that one.
So Castaneda with a pitch, and that catches the inside part of the plate. For strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. Colin Kringle on at first after a single to right field. Castaneda checks his runner, going to throw over. Sliding back in safely is Kringle, or Kringlin.
Yeah, I think it's Kringlin.
Kringlin. It's not Chris Kringle. I don't think Santa Claus is playing.
Right. Not yet. A little bit early in the year, probably.
Yeah. So Castaneda with the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Nice job by Fajardo to keep it in front of him. So now 1 ball and 1 strike. Fajardo acts like he got bit on that foul ball.
Well, and this is a critical inning for Fort Morgan because they just solved Sifkin. They just scored a run, so they can keep it at 5-1. again, mentally they'll have some momentum going into the bottom of the fifth inning, but if Holy Family gets the run back or even tacks on more, then it neutralizes what Fort Morgan did.
Castaneda checks Kringlen over at first, and the pitch, and that's going to be hit high out to right field. And Alex Ortega under it, comes down with it. So one out here now in the top of the fifth. And that keeps the runner at first. So now up for Holy Family is Matthew Delgado. A walk and a strikeout. So Castaneda checks his runner. And the delivery, and that is low in the dirt, but nice job by Fajardo to keep the ball in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. 4-run lead here for Holy Family, 5-1. After Fort Morgan scored in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed foul down the first base line.
I don't know if he went with a changeup there, but that was really hit off the end of the bat, and that could be an indication that he went with some off speed there. Now, get that a little bit harder towards the middle. That could be a 6-4-3 or 4-6-3. Delgado is a double play candidate.
So 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 on first. They're going to go back over to first, but sliding back in safely is Kringlen.
You're not cold yet, are you, Brian?
No, I have on enough clothes. I think I'm staying warm enough.
And my hands are starting to feel a little bit.
And the pitch. And low. In the dirt once again. But Fajardo keeps the ball in front of him. He lost it for a minute, but not far enough away that Kringlen could take off. Kringlen does have 1 stolen base on the year.
He's got a nice lead over there at first base.
Castaneda checks him. And the pitch, slow curveball, and that's going to be hit out to left field. Nice job out there by Javier Becerra for 2 outs now here in the top of the fifth.
He went to a knee there, so I think he misjudged it slightly, but not to the point that it was going to be an issue for him making the catch.
Right.
But now again, you keep it at 5-1 here. You got the number 7 hitter coming up, and there's a shot for Fort Morgan with 9 more outs to play with offensively.
Right. Emmanuel King up at the plate. And the runner goes, and the throw down, and that is going to go out into center field, but Hamer with the backup. So Kringlen with his 2nd stolen base of the year.
And it was a strike to Emmanuel King, so that's the good news for Fort Morgan. But again, Brian, you know what I get me nervous about this situation? It's 2 outs.
2 out.
Every run, the 5 for Holy Family, the 1 for Fort Morgan have scored with 2 down.
So Castaneda ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike, and the delivery. And that caught the umpire on that foul ball, I believe. 1 ball, or no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Fajardo out there. Might have caught a little bit of Fajardo, which is why he's out there to talk to Castaneda, besides going through the pitch sequence.
Right.
I think he wants to go through the pitch sequence because you had 2 strikes, and normally at all levels, batting averages are low when you're ahead against any batter at 0-2. But if you throw him something fat, it doesn't matter what the count is.
Right. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on at second. Castaneda checks Kringlen out at second. And the pitch. Nice. Oh, a little low and outside. For ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if Castaneda can shut it down here in the top of the fifth. Castaneda checks his runner. And now the pitch. And that's going to be hit out to Ortega. Slow roller. And not a good throw. As that gets away over on the down the right field line. And to score will be Kringlen.
I think a good throw has him. I'm going to score that an error on Ortega, as it's now 6-1. It would have been a very close play at first, Brian, but a good throw has him, and he kind of hesitated once he fielded that grounder. He didn't get rid of it as quickly as he should have, so that's another run, scoring with 2 outs, but no RBI there. And here's A.J. Perez to step in.
And the pitch, and that's low and in the dirt.
Hey, you got to play defense against this team. And now the Mustangs have committed their first error of the game and coming at a critical time.
So 1 ball and no strikes now to A.J. Perez. Throw over and back safely is Perez.
That run charged against Castaneda is unearned, so that will not affect his ERA.
Perez at the plate, excuse me. And that pitch catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-1 now. Holy Family here in the top of the 5th. As they get that run back that the Mustangs just put on. And that ball is going to be hit deep out into right field. But Alex Ortega under it for the out. But Holy Family does.
Yeah, ones are wild in that inning.
So in the top of the 5th, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Mustangs down 6-1 on B106 and B106.com. 6-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nick Norris up at the plate and the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for ball 1. Nick is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. As we play here in the bottom of the 5th, and that pitch, fastball, is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Sifkin's all over the strike zone, 42 strikes and 19 balls.
Yeah, he's laying it in there today, and that pitch is going to be low for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, with his low ERA, he is an excellent pitcher. And that is going to be low and outside. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, no walk so far, but that could change right here.
So Nick Norris and the pitch, and that's going to be fouled down the first base line on a check swing by Norris.
Yeah, you wonder why he swung at that pitch. Because at this point, you just need base runners. You don't even need base hits. You just need base runners, period.
Right, and he couldn't find the plate in the last 3 pitches. So 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Nick Norris. Sifkin with a pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss for 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. So Sifkin falls behind 3 balls and 1 strike, and then comes back with the strikeout. So now Connor Fajardo up at the plate. He is 0 for 1. He has also struck out his first plate appearance. And the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back.
7 strikeouts now for Weston Sifkin of Holy Family. And he's not fooling these. He's just going after him.
Yeah.
I mean, fastball. He blew a fastball right there, right by Nick Norris. So he's just going straight heat.
Right. Yeah, he's not fooling them at all. I'm not sure what they're.
I don't know, Coach Getman saying something about his jersey or tugging at his jersey, but I don't know what that means. I'm not sure exactly what he was hinting at.
So no balls and 1 strike. Fajardo, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. As that fastball gets by Fajardo. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Austin Apple on deck. Sifkin with the pitch. And that is going to be fouled out of play off to the right. So Sifkin with 68 total pitches. 47 strikes, 21 balls. 6-1 Holy Family. Sifkin with the pitch. And that's going to be low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good take on that breaking ball. Very good take. That was very tempting to swing at, but Fajardo saw the spin out of his right hand and decided not to swing.
So Sifkin looks in for the sign. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit out to the shortstop, Becker, and over to first, and out will be Fajardo. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Austin Apple up. He grounded out his first time up. He is 0 for 1. So the Mustangs running out of outs here.
I think part of that jersey might have been unbuttoned. And that's what Coach Gitmo was pointing out. You got to have that jersey buttoned all the way to the top. If not, it creates a little bit of an odd background when that ball's flying and you see a
little bit of a distraction.
Correct, a little flap of the jersey.
So Austin Apple, that ball is going to be fouled off of the catcher. And out of play.
And Sifkin's got a lot to go the distance here. 71 pitches in a 6-1 game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's 7 outs away, and the Mustangs have got to. I mean, you really can't extend too many at bats right now because he's all over the strike zone, and if he's all over the strike zone, it's hard to get into deep counts. J.P. Hamer's the only one that's been able to do it a couple of times.
Right. So no balls and 1 strike, 2 out. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. That fastball gets up there quick.
Yeah, to say the least.
So no balls, 2 strikes now to Apple, and that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Holy Family leads at 6-1 on B106 and B106.com.
Let's head to the 6th inning in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs trail the Holy Family Tigers 6-1. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for Holy Family. Davis Martinek, Nick McGowan, and Josh Baker against the right-hander Nick Castaneda. Did a nice job in the 5th inning. Allowed a run, but it was unearned. All 7 runs have scored with 2 down, and Martinek has a single, a conventional single, and a bunt single. He's 2 for 2, and the pitch, and the breaking ball bounces in. B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance. Here's the wine and the offering. Fastball is upstairs 2-0. By the way, that first Mustang run of the game, the single by Baqueta, brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, working with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. Cargill Meat Solutions. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a foul. Back off to the left side. It's 2-1. Yeah, Holy Family established themselves early with 3 runs in the first inning. And they have not looked back since then. They've led the entire way. Swung on line. That's a base hit to center field. And the number 9 hitter, Davis Martinek, is now 3 for 3 in the game. And for Holy Family, that is 10 base hits.
Yeah, he hit that back right where it came from.
Yep. As they say, back through the box.
That's right.
Here's Nick McGowan. McGowan awaits the pitch, and a fastball's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. McGowan doubled, grounded out, and struck out. And when he struck out, that was prior to Josh Baker's 2-out, 2-run single off Salcedo. Swing and a miss. Challenged him, and the count is level at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on. Nobody out of the top of the 6th inning. The Tigers lead the Mustangs 6-1. Castaneda throws to first, and up the first base side, back in standing is Martinek.
Nice job by Nick Norris to snag that one before it got down the first baseline.
And Castaneda comes home. Swing and a miss, and a ball just below the letters. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Coach Cowell saying, hey, swing down at the baseball, and because he's taking some, looks like he's uppercut swings, and he's missing it altogether. With an open stance from the right side is McGowan. And the 1-2. Curveball is down and in. McGowan started to go, but it barely missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he was wanting it, but held up.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pull the trigger there. Nice lead for Martinek. Let's see if he takes off. He does not. swung on and lifted to right field. Alex Ortega to his right is going to make the catch. Back to first is Martinek. And there's one down in the 6th inning. And that'll send up the number 2 hitter, Josh Baker, had that big 2-run single. That really opened things up in the 4th inning when he had 2nd and 3rd and 2 down. And on the very first pitch, he laced it into left field. He's also grounded out and popped out. Fort Morgan has turned one double play. Throw back to first. Back and easily fill up your cooler. Gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. The stretch. And the pitch. That's a beauty for a strike on the bender. No balls and 1 strike to Josh Baker. Holy Family leads 6-1 in the visiting half of the 6th inning. 2-step lead at first. And the offering. Fastball is inside. Count levels at 1-1. Yeah, Fort Morgan keep playing well. They make the playoffs, and you got 2 Ortegas that pitch well. Castaneda, Salcido, Beltran at number 5 pitcher. You got enough arms there that can get you through a couple of games if you need it. The pitch. And the bender is off the glove of Fajardo. That'll be a pass ball. Into second is Martinek. I don't know if he saw that. Since the pitch was inside, he stuck the glove out there. It might have been shielded a little bit by the hitter, but it got there on the fly. And anytime it gets there on the fly, and you don't have to reach out too much, it is a pass ball, not a wild pitch. Looking back is Castaneda, and the 2-1. That is low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Zach Becker waits to hit next. And Zach Becker's played very well at short today for Holy Family. 1 on, 1 out in the 6th inning. And the 3-1. Swung on, that is popped up into shallow right field. Ortega is going to come in. He'll make the grab. And Martinek remains at second. There's 2 down. 2 down for Zach Becker. Walked, singled, and struck out looking. But, Brian, what do we have now? A 2-out situation. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You just don't want to think about those. Those 2-out situations have been rough for the Mustangs today, because Holy Family has not scored a single run with 0 or 1 out. Everything with 2 down. Looking back, and the pitch. Breaking ball, a strike right down the middle at the knees. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Nick.
Here's the stretch. Looking back. And the 0-1 offering. Swung on, line towards center field. Hamer to his left, reaches up and makes the grab. An excellent catch there by J.P. Hamer. And that robs Becker of an extra base hit, and it prevents Holy Family from extending the lead. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. In 60 seconds, the score. Holy Family 6, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. 42 degrees right now in Fort Morgan. Expecting some rain a little bit later on tonight. The Mustangs trail Holy Family 6-1. Weston Sifkin has been outstanding. He struck out 7 and walked none. Here is Nick Castaneda, who takes a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes on his 74th pitch. Nick has done a nice job on the mound for Fort Morgan. The stretch. And the 1-0. Swung on and grounded up the middle. And that is into center field for a base hit on that high hopper beyond the grasp of Zach Becker. So Castaneda is on. 2nd hit for the Mustangs. Here comes J.P. Hamer. Make it the 3rd hit for Fort Morgan.
All right.
They had the hits in the same inning from Hamer. Or Linker, I should say, and Baqueta, who drove in the run. JP has reached on an air and then lined to left. You get a couple of base runners here. This game is still in question.
Right.
Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the throw back to first, more like a lob. Hobby off of first. Check that, Castaneda, and that pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. A proud supporter of all the area athletes, Mr. D's Ace Home Center will serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies. 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. 2-0. Remember, Sifkin has not walked a hitter yet. Pitch to Hamer. Swung on, driven into left field, but that could be a routine play. Coming in and making the catch is Perez. And back to first is Castaneda. I think JP got it a little bit off the end of the bat. And there's 1 down. He's had some good swings, though, today.
Yeah.
JP takes good, solid swings. Unfortunately, he's 0 for 3. And now it'll be Noah Getman stepping in for the Mustangs. Getman will hit in this spot. And the pitch. Swinging and missing a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. To Getman. Yeah, it's darkening up a bit, but no threat of rain right now. Not for a little while. No waits. Curveball is a beauty. Right down the middle, belt high. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Noah has not batted in a while. I think his last bat might have come at Windsor, which was about a month ago. Step off, no throw. Sifkin has 8 strikeouts in the game. 0-2 pitch. Swinging and missing a fastball down the middle. He's got 9 strikeouts, and Getman is out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Good approach there by Noah, but that's a big-time, hard-throwing right-hander. Here's Isaac Linker. Popped out and doubled and scored the only Mustang run.
Tough to come in off the bench like that when this guy's throwing as hard as he is.
Yeah, well, that was his at-bat against Windsor. Had to come in against a hard-throwing righty that time. And the pitch. Fastball is over and a strike at the knees. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy at State Farm Insurance. 842-4555. No balls and 1 strike. And that's right there. Same pitch, same location. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The stretch. Runner goes. Swung on and lifted to right field. It should be a routine play, and it is for Nick McGowan. And the Mustangs are done here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at first base. We head to the 7th. Holy Family 6, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's move to the 7th inning. Holy Family leads Fort Morgan in Fort Morgan by a score of 6-1. The third pitcher for the Mustangs is Nick Beltran. No record, an ERA of 1.5, his second appearance. Isaac Linker goes from second to short. Noah Getman is the second baseman. Jackson Langford is now behind the plate. So those are the changes for Fort Morgan here as we head to the top of the 7th inning in a 6-1 game. Oh, I think we got a new left. Is that Castaneda out and left? That's definitely not Javi Baqueta, Brian. When he turns around, that might be. That's definitely a new left fielder.
Castaneda.
Yep, that's what I figured because I saw the red undershirt. In fact, I wonder, is that still Hamer out in center? Or is that Hobby in center? Either way. Here we go to begin the 7th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball to Colin Kringlin. Fielder's choice and 2 singles. He is 2 for 3. His first varsity appearance was against the defending 3A champs, University. Swung on and grounded right side. Getman to his left. It's a base hit into right field. The third hit of the game for Colin Kringlin. And that'll send up Jacob Calloway, who's walked, grounded out, and popped up. He's sitting at 0 for 2, and for Holy Family, that is their 11th hit of the game. So Beltran trying to keep this at a 6-1 game. The stretch and the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. Yeah, next best pitch is really his changeup. He gets that changeup going, the hitters will get out in front. He gave up 8 hits against University, but the changeup bailed him out. And that bounces in, and Langford right behind him spots the baseball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah. Holy Family scored 3 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Kringlen.
Hamer still in center.
The stretch and the 1-1. Swung on, grounded left side. That's headed for left field. Linker knocks it down. He'll have no play. This is kind of what happened to Nick in La Junta. A lot of these base hits were just ground balls that found a hole. Yeah, sometimes you just pitch into that bad luck.
Right.
Those are 2 ground balls, but they found the hole. Now it's first and second with nobody out here in the 7th inning. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank, offering you a variety of banking needs, including agriculture and personal loans. That's High Plains Bank. So first and second here in the 7th. Matthew Delgado has walked, struck out, and lined out.
Connor Cooney running at first now.
The pitch. That's on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs at double play depth. He probably would like to get a fly ball here because the ground balls are just hitting holes perfectly. First 2, 1 between first and second, the other almost between short and third. The stretch and a pitch. Breaking ball is lifted down the left field line. To his right along the line. Castaneda reaches out and makes the grab, and he got exactly what he needed, a fly ball, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, that's what they need. You called it.
Emmanuel King, and he was out in front of the changeup there. Emmanuel King singled, popped out, and reached on an error. Mustangs at double play depth here. The stretch by Beltran. Looking back. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped up into shallow right center field. Ortega's coming on. He's going to make the grab. And there's 2 down. Uh-oh. Here we go again, Brian. 2 outs.
Oh, no.
Well, here we go with A.J. Perez. He's popped out, doubled, and popped out. And Nick has faced 4 hitters, and he's only thrown 8 pitches. So, I mean, he's going to pitch to contact. That's his game. Just pitching to contact. Off of second is Kringlen. Cooney at first. And the pitch. Runners go. Swung on and lifted to shallow left field. Castaneda comes on, and he can't make the catch. And the ball goes underneath his glove. 2 runs are going to score. And it's going to be 8-1. That's going to be a score that an error. That ball was right there in his glove. That'll be E7 on a ball that should have been caught, and it's now 8-1. So here we go back to the part of the lineup here with A.J. Perez. He's 3 for 3. Check that, Davis Martinek. And the breaking ball drops in for a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Yeah, that ball, it looked to me that you come in a little bit more, and it should have been basket catch.
Right.
Instead, try to catch it the other way. Swung on, lined, and caught by the diving Linker to his right. Nice play by Isaac Linker. And that will end the Holy Family half of the inning. However, they scored 2 runs. 2 hits, 1 Mustang error, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 7th to score. Holy Family 8, Fort Morgan 1. on B106 and B106.com. Alex Ortega will lead off the bottom of the seventh inning. Holy Family leads Fort Morgan 8-1, along with a frigid Brian Nickel. I'm a fairly warm John Beltran, and the pitch from Weston Sifkin. Swung on and fouled straight back. 9 strikeouts in the game for Weston Sifkin. He's not walked a batter. That was pitch number 85. Ortega has popped out and struck out. Let's see who's going to bat in Javi's spot here. The pitch. And the breaking ball drops in for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, as Brian mentioned, an ERA in the low 2s for Sifkin coming into the game. Nick Beltran will hit in that spot. The pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt. 3 hits allowed. 1 ball and 2 strikes, but one of them was an RBI single by Baquera. The stretch and a pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains at 1-2.
His ERA is 1.53.
Oh, so that was it. Okay, in the mid ones.
Right.
And now it's even lower if he holds Fort Morgan to a run. Called strike 3, fastball outside corner. Ortega strikes out for the second time. Strikeout number 10 for Weston Sifkin. Here's the only left-handed hitter in the Mustang lineup now. It's Nick Beltran. 0 for his last 5. Was hitting 500 at one point. It's dipped below 400. And the pitch. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitter. Sophomore for Fort Morgan hitting .368. And the pitch. That's down and away. 2-0. Nick Norris waits to hit next. Holy Family has scored in 4 of the 7 innings. Beltran awaits. The 2-0. That bounces in to the screen. Well,
You got to start somewhere.
he hasn't walked a right-handed hitter yet, but he's 1 pitch away from walking the only lefty. 3-0, and I guess that, when you're used to facing everybody on one side, but Beltran's still not on base yet. But he's on base now, and that ball skips to the screen. He might take off for second. He's going to round first, and he's going to stay right there as the catcher Callaway got to it quickly. So it's the first walk issued. Here comes Mark Cow, the Holy Family head coach. He looked like those last few pitches, Brian, looked like he tried to overthrow it.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't even close, with the exception of the first pitch to Nick. The other 3 were kind of bounced in, and you want to compose yourself and slow down. You've thrown a tremendous game. You're at the 93 pitch mark. They don't want to go to the bullpen at this point. Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown, Colorado Plains Medical Center. And I'm sure they could treat you for anything, including Brian's potential frostbite. It's getting there, though. It's getting there.
It's cooling down.
Well, the temperature 42 we saw officially going into the 7th. The pitch to Norris, and the breaking ball bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes.
And all of a sudden, he's lost his command.
Yep. He's thrown 5 balls in a row, but he's still got a 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio. Norris has struck out twice. And the 1-0. And he takes a fastball inside. Whoop. I think look what landed here. Almost like a snowflake.
Huh.
2 balls and no strikes. I'm telling you, I saw something that was... See, yeah. Look at it. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and chopped to first. Stepping on the bag. Now the throw to second. Beltran slides. He's going to be safe.
Oh.
He's going to be safe. But it is a 3 unassisted. I thought it was a double play.
Yeah, I did
that was
too.
really close at second. Wow. But there's 2 down. Nice play there by Delgado. Then he fired to Becker. That would have been the 3-6. And he did have to apply the tag because it was not a force, and there's 2 down. Here is Jackson Langford. Is Jackson hitting 1,000? I think he is. He had a double in his only at bat. Here's the stretch. And the pitch to Langford. Swing and a miss, a check swing. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Brian, if you're going to get a little bit of snow, have it occur right now. It's set 42. It's got to be colder than that because that is not rain.
Flakes are in the air.
And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go again? He did. I didn't think he went that time, but it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. This will be a quick post game, especially to preserve Bryant's health and maybe mine as well. Langford awaits the 0-2 from the right-hander, Sifkin. Here it is, and it's over but low. And here comes pitch number 100 from Weston Sifkin. Holy Family leads 8-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And there is some blue, but
it's coming in from behind us.
Right, it is coming in from behind. The pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. Now the board says 3-1. I believe it's 2-2. Yep, it is. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They don't want to go to the bullpen here. Coach Cowell wants him to throw a strike because he's at pitch number 100. Beltran off of second. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and away. And Holy Family wins the game 8-1. It's a 1-minute break on B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel. The Holy Family Tigers have come into Fort Morgan and beaten the Mustangs 8-1. 8 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base for Holy Family. For the Mustangs, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on base. The winning pitcher with 11 strikeouts going the distance was Weston Sifkin. He walked just 1. The loss went to Mateo Salcido. Time of the game, 1 hour and 41 minutes. Make it 49. What do you got there, Brian?
I have an hour 50.
Hour 50. We'll go with Brian. He's a little bit more accurate with him than I am. So anyway, Holy Family scored 3 in the first inning as Matthew Delgado walked with the bases loaded. Then Emmanuel King had a 2-run single, making it 3-0. They extended the lead in the 4th inning, again with 2 outs. A 2-run single. I believe that was Josh Baker came up with a 2-run single, making it 5-0. And then the Mustangs finally got on the board in the bottom of the 4th inning as Isaac Linker had a double, and then Javi Becerra would drive him home. Holy Family, though, scored a run in the 5th inning. Top of the 5th as the Mustangs committed an error. In fact, the last 3 runs were scored on 2-out errors by Fort Morgan. And that's how Holy Family, instead of winning 5-1, won by a score of 8-1. The Tigers improved to 9-1 in the Tri-Valley, 13-4 overall, and the Mustangs 6-5 in Tri-Valley play, and they are now 10-7 on the season. Time for the Mustang Player of the Game, brought to you by Transwest, believing that customers are number one. Check out their selection online or just stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. And you lose 8-1, but we're going to give it to Nick Castaneda through 2 solid innings, allowed an unearned run, also had a base hit in the game. And when you combine those elements, we'll give Nick Castaneda in an 8-1 loss, the Fort Morgan Mustang Player of the Game, brought to you by Transwest. As at least the Mustangs today, after Mateo pitched, they did work on their pitching depth, with both Knicks taking the mound and both not allowing an earned run in a combined 3 innings. All right, Brian will be with you on Thursday when the Mustangs take on the Skyline Falcons right here in Fort Morgan. Awesome job, as always, by our sound engineer and producer, Herrick Curtis. For Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. The final score, Holy Family 8 and the Fort Morgan Mustangs 1, right here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.